3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. This is episode number 109 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. Let's run through the topics before we do them.
Topic number 1.
We are having a fantasy booking fight for Jade Cargill's in-ring WWE debut.
Number 2.
The results of the Survivor Series prediction battle. And you're probably wondering, wait, that's number 2. What's number 3?
Number 3.
I'm gonna leave that mystery and just say it's the unbelievable. And in order to hear our thoughts about it, you're gonna have to listen to the entire episode. But first, topic 1. Since this was your idea, I'm gonna let you go first since I forgot to write a script last night.
Oh, it's okay. Anyway, Jade Cargill's in-ring debut. You could do something simple like, alright, this is what I honestly think. You should have Jade Cargill be a surprised entrance, and don't do that ridiculous shit of announcing her appearance ahead of time, please. That is really annoying. I would have her be a surprised appearance in the Women's Royal Rumble. I would have her in the Women's Royal Rumble clean house. Maybe have her set the record for most Royal Rumble eliminations. And I'd have her win the thing. And I have her win the thing. No, it's not. I'm not really clear on which brand she will belong to. I would have her go. If you want to keep Rhea Ripley on top, I would have her go to SmackDown and dethrone Io Sky. And if you want her to go to Raw, I'd have her dethrone Rhea Ripley. That's what I do.
All right. While you were doing that, I thought of some ideas. And I'm not timing this because, let's face it, we don't know how long we could talk about this.
Yeah.
Now I will say I do think the Rumble is coming up too soon since she's still training in the PC.
Okay.
So what I would do is, after Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, which is probably also still too soon, I would have Jade Cargill go to SmackDown. Not necessarily for titles, but to prove that she is the new queen of WWE.
Okay, I think I know what this is.
Charlotte Flair to a match at WrestleMania Night 1, and the winner gets a shot at Io Sky's Women's Undisputed Championship at Backlash And is it gonna be Paris next year?
Yep, in Paris.
What? Yeah, and I wouldn't have Jade have an actual match on SmackDown until after WrestleMania. With how WWE is booking her as like this humongous star, it only makes sense that someone of her caliber have her debut match on the grandest stage of them all against I believe it's
14.
a 14-time women's champion.
Yeah.
Now, whether she would go over or not, that's to be
That's
determined.
debatable.
But
I mean, because my thoughts on that is you could still have her look strong even if she loses, though.
yeah, so she could lose her first match and become like a sympathetic babyface because Charlotte wouldn't let the new girl get one over on her. Or you could have her win and skyrocket her in popularity.
Yeah. All right. That's topic 1.
Yeah. And we'll with topic 2. And we are back with topic number 2. The results of the Survivor Series War Games 2023 prediction battle.
Results.
This card was crazy first off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there was a bad match, but there's definitely a best match and definitely a just done more match.
What is the first?
Go in order that we predicted as per usual.
Okay, what do we got?
Which the first match we predicted was actually the main event of the evening, and in my opinion, the best match of the night, the men's War Games match.
We'll talk about that.
Babyface, as like, we'll talk about Team Babyface versus the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. The match I thought was good, but it could have been a lot more brutal, to be 100% honest.
But I will say, in my opinion, this is potentially one of the matches of the night.
Yeah.
And I'll explain what I mean by that later.
Yeah, and Randy Orton, they had, the Judgment Day had
They pulled a Kevin Owens.
Yeah, the Judgment Day had the advantage. They had, they were winning. They were being the shut up the baby faces. We weren't really sure if Randy Orton was gonna show up. They almost did the absolute brilliant thing, which I thought was honestly kind of brilliant.
Hey, anytime, anywhere for up to 1 year.
Gotta say, that's kind of brilliant. But then Randy Orton returned, and goddamn, Randy Orton looks jacked as fuck. Like, damn. He looks great.
Randy. Yo, he is jacked now.
Yeah. Randy Orton came back, beat the
and no more facial hair for Randy.
Yeah. Hit an RKO on literally he only did was his comeback. Hit his I think hit an RKO on Dominic, and then hit probably one of the greatest
you on Dominic?
Yeah, and then one of the greatest RKOs ever did his DDT like his whole team did his iconic DDT, and then JD
Yeah, the
McDonough,
Spike DDT, Vintage Jordan, as
yeah,
Michael Cole so eloquently put it.
yeah, and then JD McDonough climbed up 2-1 on that garage. Like, we know Randy is good at hitting RKOs, but that shit was just like, he's like, oh shit, they're like,
Yeah,
there we are.
as for my favorite RKOs, that's in the top 3. The other 2 being the airborne into the RKO and the curb stomp into the RKO.
Yeah, which I heard they couldn't. I heard something really fun fact actually. I heard they couldn't. They couldn't really get the timing down for that during rehearsals, but you know how Randy Orton had that whole celebration thing. That
Yeah,
was actually
it's like
real.
holy fuck, I actually did it.
Yeah, and
Damn it,
really,
I have to censor myself again.
yeah, and the referee was like, "Ready, cover him." Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but JD
but
climbed
this
up.
one,
JD climbed up
and
and yeeted off.
which when you think
RKO.
about it was kind of stupid on JD's part, because if he escaped the cage, that would have made the Judgment Day forfeit the match.
Yeah, and instead of just Randy Orton just being like, foot on your chest, 1, 2, 3, he,
He let
and then,
Cody cover him, which passing of the torch maybe,
yeah,
but
well, no, Damian Priest got it with the crossroads, and then the big shocker,
which
like,
is not for this segment.
yeah, that next match. Who
The
won
next
this?
match,
Wait,
I won. This is my 1
one.
point for the entire thing.
What's next?
Up next was the women's War Games match. Damage
What started
Control
off the show?
versus and it was Damage Control versus Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
This is another match for the night contender, but for a different reason.
yeah. The match is was decent.
That's how you would describe it?
Yeah, how would you describe the women's war
I
games?
will agree it was decent, but also there is one point in the match that had me like actively scared for this woman's safety.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Io Sky was on top of the structure. Dakota Kai, who was at ringside because she's still injured, and her made a pulling mechanism to bring a trash can up to her.
Which I gotta say, that shit was clever.
Yeah. Io then stood up and put a
So,
trash can over her,
and then jumped
essentially
off.
blinding her.
So this isn't the first time she's done this.
It was the first time she'd done it jumping off the top of a War Games.
Nope,
It wasn't?
nope. She did it back in NXT.
Well, then she's crazier than I thought she was.
Yeah, and in the end, baby faces won.
Yeah. I will say 2 things would make this match better for me.
One,
One, Dakota Kai being able to participate in the match.
2.
Jade Cargill being on Team Babyface.
Yeah, but I've also yeah, I've heard something about possibly a return of the boss.
Isn't
Yeah,
he still in NJPW though?
I don't know.
Anyways, on to the next match. The Intercontinental Championship match. Mike Mizanin, aka The Miz, versus the Ring General Gunta.
Yeah, Well, I won the last match, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
This match was one of the better matches of the night.
Yeah.
And of course, there was a point where we all thought The Miz was going to do the impossible and beat Gunther, but in the end, Gunther retained.
I think
Again.
it's going to take a kayfabe injury for Gunther to release the title.
Seriously. Yeah.
And in the end, you got your second point. And it was around this point, I don't know when this happened on the card, that I realized I would need to win all of the 3 other matches to win. Because, like we mentioned, the men's War Games was the main event. And this match would actively decide whether I tie it up or lose the predictions. Anyways, on to the Women's World title match. Zoe Stark versus the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley.
That match was... What did you think of that match, honestly?
I hazard to even call it a match. It was more like a beating.
Yeah. Could have been... I mean, that match could have been a really good match, but it was alright, and in the end, like, this just proves how dominant Rhea Ripley is, that she didn't even need any member of the Judgment Day to help her retain.
Yeah. And I actively put the final nail in my coffin for the predictions. And
is that it?
No, one more match that we predicted, which was supposed to be Carlito versus Santos Escobar, but Carlito got injured, so it changed to Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar.
That match was very good.
Yeah, it was, because both sort of Lucha Libre style and all that.
Yeah. But, I thought Dragon Lee, I didn't really think Dragon Lee, to be honest, was going to win that match. Did you?
He lost the match in general. I thought there was a chance, but it would have been very slim.
Yeah. So in the end, Santos Escobar.
Yeah, making this match, this prediction battle, a dominant victory for you with 4-1.
Yeah, and you had to.
I had to watch Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, which I did literally after we got off the phone.
Yep. Alright. We'll be back to talk about the surprise of the year.
Surprise of the year, maybe surprise of the decade. We'll be right back with the final topic, the unbelievable.
So, we have been talking about this all throughout this
We have been
podcast.
hyping this up, boys.
Yeah, so War Games was coming off the air. Team Babyface won. We're like, oh, whoopie-doo. We all thought that this shit was going to be over. I was watching this shit live on my iPad. And then all of a sudden, we heard the Cult of Personality started playing. We saw CM Punk on the screen. Like, they had the WWE copyright logo. They had the press conferences up next, and then CM Punk. Yeah, no, mother could CM Punk is back, which with both reactions was what?
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't wake up the entire neighborhood with how loud I shouted.
Because I'm gonna be dead honest. I gotta give WWE their props for keeping because I gotta give WWE their honest props for keeping that shit tight.
Cora Jade almost spoiled it, believe it or not. She posted on her Instagram story a picture of a much younger Cora Jade with CM Punk. She then deleted that story.
And
CM Punk. You don't know how big this is. In 2014, CM Punk and WWE's bridge was incinerated.
Blown up. It got blown up.
Incinerated, blown up, burnt to ash, however you want to say it. And like Triple H said, maybe we can mend fences. Nah, you have to build an entirely new bridge.
Yeah, because in 2014 you fired this guy on his wedding day.
Yeah, like worst wedding present ever.
He's like, congratulations, you're fired.
And CM Punk, like, he also burnt his bridge with AEW.
Yeah.
And I know I've said that this man is toxic for the professional wrestling business. In the moment when Code of Personality, that new 2023 remastered version was playing, I didn't give a shit.
My honest take is, because I knew Nick Khan and Triple H knew about it, but I feel like some of the wrestlers had to know. Maybe, because...
I mean, they knew when they saw him backstage.
Yeah, because my best guess is that, because this is something I've heard. I have heard the two feuds scheduled for Phil Brooks. His first feud is going to be with Rollins.
Obviously, considering how pissed he was.
Yeah, and his second feud is going to be with the head of the table.
Okay, CM Punk is not winning one of those. And we both know which one is not winning.
Yeah, but honestly, I was genuinely surprised because, and I know I've said this, and I mean this, we discussed this a couple weeks ago, but I honestly didn't think, I'm not shooting, no, I am shooting, I honestly didn't think that he would ever return, because he said, I heard him say like in some interviews, is that it's just, all he wanted, is that he felt, he was burned out, getting buried when he shouldn't have, dealing with Ryback when he did.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of shit, but it's just like I didn't think CM Punk would come back, but 10 years later,
9 actually.
9 years later, CM Punk came back in WWE because
this just proves the age-old saying in wrestling. Anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Because hell, think about this. A few months ago, Edge showed up at AEW.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up, because when you think about it, CM Punk, we called Cody the original AEW defector. When you think about it more accurately, it would be CM Punk technically being the original WWE defector.
Yeah.
Now, CM Punk is another AEW defector.
Yeah, but my genuine question is, like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, because I honestly think that CM Punk, like, 'cause, like, I don't know if Cody Rhodes is gonna win the Royal Rumble now. I thought, oh yeah, for sure, but I think that what WWE should do
All right, the
before
timer,
he,
the timer just
hang
went
on,
off,
hang
but
on,
we
hang
ain't
on,
done
hang
with
on,
this shit.
hang on. Can I say what I'm gonna say before we do the final thoughts?
Oh, we're nowhere near ready for the final thoughts yet, dude.
Can I say what I was gonna
Let's
say real
keep
quick?
this shit going. Yes.
Okay, I think they should have CM Punk win the Rumble, challenge Seth Rollins, and main event night one of WrestleMania.
Doesn't the men's Royal Rumble winner mainly get night two?
Oh yeah. Okay, you
But
could.
I don't think we should jump into the final thoughts yet. I'm okay with keeping this shit going.
All right. What do you got to say?
What I got to say is I will admit I am hesitantly optimistic about this because CM Punk said on Raw, he's not here to make friends, he's here to make money. That's great. But I think people are sort of jumping the proverbial shark when they think, oh, since CM Punk came back, maybe AJ Lee will.
Yeah,
Personally, I don't think that's going to happen.
but you never know. I mean, because look,
That's true.
look, and I want to say this real quick. Is look, here's the thing. If the kind of shit that happened over in AEW, all the backstage brawls and shit, happened in WWE would have capitalized on that shit immediately.
Yeah. And like,
Because,
something I'm actually a little more excited for is the promo CM Punk is going to cut if they're unscripted.
yeah,
Like,
that
if I
is
were CM
a.
Punk, when I was putting pen to paper, I would have had an open mic clause put in that contract.
Yeah. My honest thought is I think that CM Punk. I'm glad that CM Punk is back, and don't get me wrong, I really honestly didn't see that shit coming. I don't think anybody did. But it's just, and I've heard Roman Reigns say this is, I know Roman Reigns doesn't like Punk, but he says that, he's willing to put his feet in that, hey, if there's one thing that we know is that CM Punk can still put on a banger of a match. And I honestly think that if WWE is smart, I ought to believe that either that they should, if they want CM Punk to main event, I'm wondering how much is CM Punk gonna wrestle? Is he going to be exclusively to Raw? Is he going to be a free agent between brands? Because it's not like WWE honestly pays attention to that shit sometimes.
You really think CM Punk would give a crap?
Eh, fair enough. You
CM
got any
Punk
thoughts?
even quoted, yeah. My thoughts are, well, first, fun fact CM Punk had not put pen to paper when he returned at Survivor Series.
Really? I thought he did.
That I heard that he hadn't officially signed the contract with it. But I love how in his return promo on Raw, he quoted infamous pipe bomb, saying he is the best on on the microphone, in this ring, even on commentary. And it is a multi-year deal, people. CM Punk is back, and we better watch out what he says, because he might turn Raw into a TV-14 product.
Wait, but this does raise a valid hang-up. Before we do final thoughts, I have a valid question, because there's two things I want to say. Is that he told MJF, go main event, buy it for a guy one, get one free extravaganza. And if I remember correctly, when he returned, he said, when he returned when he debuted for AEW, he said that he left professional wrestling.
Sports entertainment. He left sports entertainment and returned to professional wrestling.
And now he's saying to what? And now he's going back to.
And he said he was home on Raw. Does that mean he believes he's more of a sports entertainer than a pro wrestler?
Yeah, that is also a fair question. All right. Any more thoughts before we do final thoughts?
Aside from welcome back CM Punk, nah.
All right. My final thoughts are, honestly, I am surprised that CM Punk is willing to come back to the WWE at all, and I am very intrigued to see what WWE is going to do with him, and I am honestly kind of curious to see if he's even going to last for more than a year with all this.
And this might be just me, and it's going to be really random what I say, but does CM Punk look a lot younger in WWE than in AEW?
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Why? What are your final thoughts, Matty?
My thoughts are, never in 10 trillion years would I have thought CM Punk would return to WWE. If you had told me on Survivor Series in Chicago, CM Punk hell was gonna freeze over, and CM Punk was gonna return, I would have said you're crazy and get out of my face.
I agree.
And I would be eating those words right now. Holy crap.
CM Punk is. Yep.
Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner,
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis21, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussion. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.